Science is made up of mistakes, but they are mistakes which it is useful to make because they lead little by little to the truth. I found a mistake so consequential that it led to one of the most divisive glitches a player has ever owned in Skyblock's history. I got led down a rabbit hole that I explored for about 4 weeks with testing and findings, and I'm still convinced that there's more to be found. It is with great pleasure that today, I'll be releasing the method that was responsible for creating command block, placed barriers, fused chests, and cursed blocks. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support you guys gave me on my last video that blew up. If everyone watching were to have subscribed, I would have already reached YouTube rank, so if you could, please just check and see if you're subscribed. I have a lot to uncover, and you won't want to miss it. But for now, let me show you the island freeze. So, I kind of found a way to completely freeze the island. I know, funny coming from Frozie. And no, it wasn't all the ice minions. It's exactly what you saw in the introduction. If you were to take an anvil and place it on a slab over a repelling candle while quickly hotkeying to a minion expander, it would place a command block. Who would have guessed that the dynamic duo of a minion expander and a repelling candle would have been able to cause so much trouble? I guess that's what you should expect when the admins decide to make the texture for a minion expander a command block. I mean really, someone's gonna find out how to place it. And they have. There have been command block methods in the past that have existed before mine, but they always got patched pretty quickly. So in order to make this work, I had to start by discovering a new one. Now, after a command block is placed, the island exhibits some really weird behavior that I still can't fully explain. The island completely freezes until a block is placed, which updates the island. The rest of the glitches that were listed before all occur because the island is frozen. The first of these glitches is placed barrier. If you place a command block and then within a single second place a barrier within the same chunk, it actually stays there. That means that this platform took like an hour to make because I had to do the glitch over and over again for each barrier. So that's what you can do by placing a block, but what can you do by removing one? If you do the command block glitch and then remove a block, it acts as it normally would, except for the fact that double block items like beds and doors don't remove the other half, and any item that would normally break floating just stays in the air. If you update your island by placing a block, the blocks you broke will come back just how they were before, which is why you can intercept this by going to the hub and waiting until the island reloads. Every time I came back to my island, everything stayed just how it had been, floating in the air. This is how I made all the floating blocks, of course, but it also let me make half doors and half beds. Look at how cursed this is. It's also how I made this really cool water display of my name. Some of you observant viewers may be thinking, well Frozie, doesn't this mean you could dupe? And well, yeah. Yes it does. Admins, please, before you ban me, look, I reported it like 50 times. Look at that bug reaction. But I mean, yeah, if you broke a block, it would be in your inventory, but then you could just update the island and it would go right back to where it was. That's cool and all, but chest fuse how? Well, this is stupidly complicated for a block game, but I'll do the best that I'll explain with the little I understand. If you put a minion storage next to a minion and pick up the minion, the chest would stay there since the island's frozen. If you were able to break these and place more and then update the island in a very specific way, you'd be able to make the minion storages turn to actual chests and you'd be able to get them to fuse into each other. No, they didn't do it on their own. I know. Shocker. The annoying part about it is that it only works in one very specific way in one very specific orientation. But besides that one specific way, you can get an invisible chest and chests that you could straight up just walk into. I'm inside a chest. I think the most funny part about this is taking a look at how some of these chests look at the inside. Look how broken it is. Of course, all of this is pretty game breaking. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody how to do the method because you could just dupe with it, so I went straight to reporting it, and just the other day when it got patched, I was awarded a game breaker. It showed up in Time Dio's delivery because I had him show it to the admins in an attempt to get it patched, and he stopped by to give me the special piece of TNT. Well, time to go dupe it.